Hi everyone. So my name is Makiba Phillip, and I'm bringing this recording live here on YouTube, praising my God, praising my King, and touching on some subjects that's very evidently necessary in this 20th century, here where we are in this world today, and. My God, He is just such a good God. He's a just God and a true God. Making a stand for God and standing up for what's right is admin. There is no playing around with the word of God and who God is. Today in the 20th century, people tend to want to live anyhow they want and still think that even when they're uncompliant, right? They're not in compliancy with the will of God, the word of God, that they could just pretend to love God and pretend that somehow that they are doing something for God. You're false pretenders. You fake. You're fake. And you're not real. You're not being real. Being real and being somebody that's serving God is stand up for what's truth, stand up for what's right. It's doing what is right in the eyes of God and the eyes of man. You cannot be pretending to serve God and be a false pretender, and then want somebody to listen to anything you have to say. For me, if people don't listen to what I have to say, it's not me trying to get them to listen to me. It is God that I'm introducing. So for me, it is God trying to reach people through me. It is God that saves, it's not me. I am His vessel, His offspring of righteousness in the world, and I'm dedicating to myself to preaching the gospel of truth, the gospel of Jesus Christ is the right thing to do. Now, He is the way, He is the truth, and the life. Jesus, He is the way, He is the truth, and He is the life. And it is very important to understand who God is. You cannot be pretending to serve God. There's people in life who live an immoral life and think that they can still please God with the immoral ways. Well, you just fall back and pretending to serve God just so that you can string people along and pretend to serve God so you can get the betterment of them. You can get the better of them. Do not. Do not fall for these pranksters out here today in the 20th century where people are pretending to serve God just so that they can defile you with their immorality and their immoral ways. People are false worshippers today and pretending to serve God, and they're really not serving God. They want you to believe in them, but somehow they don't have what it takes. I know and I admit that I'm living in a place where, for me, it's my personal space and place not to be having these kinds of people in my home or around me. But somehow you would find that people like to, these days, hoard places and hoard people's spot, and they would like to tell you, get out of your home so they can come in. I'm paying rent here, and if the government is paying my rent, or I'm paying rent here in a place that I live, you're not going to come to my home with all your false practice and your witchcrafting and tell me to get out. These people today are victimizing people, exploiting people, and it's demolition, it's total chaos, it's very chaotic. You're not going to be practicing no witchcraft and no kind of false worship and telling me that it's your tradition, and it's because it's your tradition because you're called